Hello all, welcome to Edukemy. Myself Rahul. Today in this series of modern Indian history where we are discussing the previous year's question on the basis of themes, we would be taking a very important topic to discuss, that is the theme of uprisings and revolt. And we will be also talking what are the important dimensions about the uprisings and revolts. Also, we will be taking into consideration the themes of previous year's question. Now, let us understand when we talk about the uprisings and revolt, we need to understand from the point of view of what is the causes of various uprisings or revolts that happen in the history of India. We need to understand what was the motive or aim of this uprisings, whether it is the tribal uprising, whether it is the Sepoy mutiny or the peasants uprising. So we need to understand what was their aim. Was their aim a short-lived, or did they have a bigger aim of throwing the government at the place? Also, we need to understand what are the important leaders who took the leadership in this particular uprisings or revolts. Need to understand the places of where this uprising or revolt took place. Also, who their opposition was and how did the fight continued. Was there only a kind of a passive protest, or did an arms mutiny take place in this uprising or revolt? So we need to consider all this dimension when we study the uprisings and revolts. Now, what are the different types of revolt that took place or the uprising that took place? So peasants, tribals and Sepoy mutiny, or you can call it a civil uprising. So, were three types of uprisings or revolt that took place during the Indian freedom struggle. Now, we need to understand from the various perspective of uprising that what are the different types of uprisings took place. So, when we consider the Sannyasi or Fakir rebellion, that is important. The Santhal uprising is important. We have the Bhil uprisings, the Mapila uprisings, the various personalities, various places, the progress of this movement, the impact of all these uprisings, the various peasants revolt, the Indigo revolt, what were the causes of this, what was the impact, that is important. The Pabna revolt, the Deccan riots, Munda rebellion, all this are some of the important aspects that are related to the uprisings and revolt. And also is important is the revolt of 1857. Now let us understand the themes which these questions are coming in the previous year question. The questions are anti-British revolt in the Sambhalpur region and the various personalities that are associated with this revolts. Now the second question that came in 2002, you can see that the British and their relation to the tribal affairs after the revolts had taken place, what is the impact of these revolts on the British and their change in the policies that they are making. We have various views of the personalities, the nationalist personalities that were there during this time and after the revolt has taken place. The Anandamath, one of the very important novels that were written which contains the Fakir rebellion also. The Sannyasi rebellion has a place in this Anandamath, which was written by Bankim Chandra Chatterjee. You also have the Indigo revolt which took place. It is written in the Neel Darpan by Deen Bandhu Mitra. So such kind of important revolts, the novels, the plays that are associated and that contains this revolts, that has a significant place of this revolt are very important from your UPSC preliminary examination. Again, you see certain questions, British and their relation to the tribal affairs. Again, Santhal rebellion and the impact of Santhal rebellion. So after this Santhal rebellion, how the policies of the British have been changing, this is something asked in the examination. So the impact of this revolt in the policies of the British that have been asked. You also need to consider the opposition over here. Many of the questions here appear that who was the opposition and what the changes that brought to the process after the revolt. It may be Zamindar, it may be money lender, as in the case of the Indigo revolt in the Deccan region. Now, consider the revolts of 1857 and what questions did come in the examination. So, question on revolt of 1857 and views of educated personalities. Again, views of Britishers regarding the revolt. This was the question. Revolt of 1857 and the prominent leaders of revolt along with their places. So we see in Meerut, after this revolt started, the sepoys went to Delhi. So who was the leader? So Bahadur Shah, he was proclaimed, the Mughal emperor was proclaimed as the leader. But at many places in Jhansi, in Bihar, you see different kind of leadership are coming up. You see Bhakt Khan, the zamindars are at place, the leader. Rani Lakshmi Bai is one of the leader. Tatya Tope takes the leadership. So these personalities along with the leaders are very important. Also important are the causes of why this 1857 is happening. Then again, revolt of 1857 and the places affected and the leadership of that particular place. So you see the theme of the question is repeating year along. Again, you can see in 2006 and 2014 same type of question is appearing again and again on the same theme. Revolt of 1857 and the personalities that are associated with the revolt and with different places. Revolt of 1857 and the Governor General who was there during that time in India. So it was Lord Canning and important policies of Lord Canning. Also the impact of 1857, that is the 1858 Government of Act and the changes. The company's rule was ended and it was taken by the Crown rule, and the Governor General was now termed as Viceroy in India. So Lord Canning, he also becomes the first Viceroy in India. And also along with it, the question on the Queen's Proclamation of 1858. Revolt and places. Again, very important with respect to different uprisings and revolt. So Indigo Revolt. The Indigo Revolt again is asked in the question. Again, Mopla, Pabna, Birsa Munda revolt. So what are the places that are associated with this revolt? The Mopla, which appeared in the Kerala region, the Birsa Munda in the Chota Nagpur Plateau region, and the Birsa Munda uprising, also known as the Ulgulan movement. So this was also the question. So you need to understand the leaders of the uprising. Also is important is the places associated with the revolts and uprisings and the impact of this uprisings. Again in 1999 the question, similar question, revolt and sequence of the revolts. Indigo, Santhal, Deccan, Sepoy Mutiny, Ulgulan or the Great Tumult. This was again the question that was asked latest in 2020. So you see there are n number of uprisings or revolt, but how do we strategize our learning, or how do we strategize our preparation? It is through the analysis of the themes. We do not need to go in so much of depth with respect to this movement, but we have to consider certain dimensions which are important, such as the places that are associated, persons that are associated, the significant impact of this movement. Also, not every movement is considered if you consider the previous year's question. The important uprisings: Indigo, Santhal, Deccan riots, Sepoy Mutiny of 1857. Before also, the Pabna revolt, the Mopla uprising, Birsa Munda revolt, the Eka movement, Indigo revolt. So, such kind of uprisings you can shortlist by the analysis of the previous year's question. So, this is about one of the again important theme of modern Indian history. Stay with us at Edukemy on our YouTube channel. Also do subscribe it and hit the bell icon. Thank you.